Beerdcast, where we don't really talk about anything, but we yell about everything and make shitty theme songs.
Axel Foley is not a shitty theme song.
Tonight's casters are myself, Zimmer,
Cop is a great
John,
movie.
Amy.
Curry.
and Danny was unable to make it tonight, so filling in we have...
Special guest Matt.
best intro ever.
That might have actually been Rocket by Herbie Hancock. I can't decide which one it is. Those two
That
songs are
definitely
exactly
was
the
not
same.
Rocket by Herbie Hancock.
That's the beginning of that song, though, right? No, the
That could be.
That's definitely the
intro to
beginning
that,
of it. Yeah,
I thought
Rocket.
you were talking about.
That's Axel Foley.
Yeah.
But they sound a lot alike.
Oh, the intro that goes.
No. Axel Foley and Rocket. But WrestleMania happened last week.
No.
Do it, babe.
Alright,
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
so
Amy's
before
got-
we get into
And
this...
Undertaker.
Amy's
streak
got-
has
no.
been broken by Brock
We got a
Lesnar.
segment,
It's not my segment.
a Zimmer segment.
It's called WrestleMania happened last week.
We're going to start off tonight
Talking
with...
about WrestleMania.
God damn it, Curry. I'm trying to start a segment. Nobody cares about wrestling.
Should.
Oh.
It's really good.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the segment of Things Zimmer, which is myself, that I hate,
As read by Amy.
as read by Amy.
The
Amy?
first thing Zimmer hates: minivan drivers.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Did you have that before?
No, yes. I had that. Look when that was sent. I send
Nice.
this
Yeah,
list.
this was last week.
Good.
I send this to myself because I can't keep a list any other way, so I text it to myself. And I think it says Sunday, right?
Yeah.
That's
last-
too funny.
yeah,
Just
funny.
today, Amy and I, we were coming back from the bar, and as I was turning onto home road off the highway, I'm moving into the left turn lane, and we see Zimmer's car already out there just waiting for the traffic to die down so he can turn. I'm like, oh shit, Zimmer! I gotta drive behind Zimmer. This van, who was in the fucking on 23, merges over in front of me.
Slowly.
Slowly, the slowest merge ever, but at the same time, I'm in a solid vehicle. I cannot go through him, so I have to wait for him to get through. And then, not only that, when he finally makes the turn to get on a home road, he drives like 30 miles an hour. 30 fucking miles an hour.
Was he Asian?
I couldn't see.
I think it was a soccer mom.
It was a van. It was a Nissan
Yeah.
Quest. Fuck you, driver of the Nissan Quest. You're probably a nice person,
Royal
but fuck
blue.
you.
You know what's funny is I saw you guys coming up behind me. I didn't know it was you guys though. I just saw a white car,
Mhm.
and I saw this van
Ugh.
slowly merge over, and I'm like,
So slow.
man, like what a dickhead! Like they're not even like right behind me to the point where like there's a reason to go slow.
Mhm.
They were a good like 100 feet back,
Mhm.
just going real slow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like the traffic, there's no stoplight for like ongoing traffic. They're just going 20 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone, just slowly merging
Yeah.
over. And I'm thinking like, wow, that was a dick move.
Yeah,
like
and-
that car's probably gonna slam on their brakes now. Little
Had
did
to.
I know it was you
Yeah.
guys.
And I get, you miss your street sign or maybe you're unfamiliar with it. I get that you have to, oh shit, I'm supposed to turn here. If you're going to do it, either one, if you don't have enough time, fucking go to the next light. This funny thing about roads is they all sort of connect in some weird way. Go to the next fucking light or even turn around. Don't be a dick. And secondly, if you're going to make the merge, have some haste to yourself. Like, don't screw over everybody else behind you by doing the slowest merging possible. Oh god, I wanted to do nothing but just kill myself because this is humanity.
He was
What?
cursing the entire way
I
home.
was.
Why not just like oh shit, that's my road and turn really quick into it as long as like it's
Yeah.
clear, you know? But yeah, I hate minivan
That's so
drivers.
funny.
It's the reason I hate them though is if you're going through any sort of like drive-through sort of convenience place like Starbucks or fast food, anything, they always seem to get fucking 400 items. And you know what? When I go to order something, I'm just like one, and that's it.
hmm
And these people are like, I want chicken Asiago without tomatoes, but I want it with the garlic sauce, but only a little bit. And then I want my coffee but I don't want it with caffeine. I just want it. I want it mostly with chocolate milk and a little bit. Can you add some butter into it? Because I like my butter in my coffee. And it's shit like that. It always happens. Always. Anyone who drives a minivan, fuck you.
You know, you were talking about chicken Asiago. That reminds me of a little bit by. No,
Nailing it.
You know what pisses me off when people drive? Like, alright, so say you're on the road and there's nobody behind me, alright? This douchebag is like, you know what? I better turn left and cut this car off because I might as well. When there's no one coming towards him and I am the only car there. So he feels it's necessary to cut me off and then go slow. When he could have easily just waited till I went and then went behind me. I get so mad when people do that. That makes me so upset.
And you would think, like, you're pulling an asshole move when you cut someone off. And I've cut people off. We all have probably cut people off. Yeah, you speed up. You don't want to be anywhere near that person with those judging eyes. Like, you drive so fast to get away from
I love when people do that, though. Like, they come out in front of you, and you get right on their ass.
I do it all the time.
Well, because, like, you're going faster than they are, so you come up close to them, and then they throw up their hands like, what are you doing, asshole?
Yeah.
And it's like
it's your fault.
Yeah, like, you can't really communicate it to them, though, because they're not, like, looking at you constantly. I hate drivers. I hate minivan drivers.
I ride in the right lane, and I go the speed limit, and I just cruise.
You know what? I found out, though, if you drive on 270, you are an asshole if you go the speed limit. I like that to our viewers, that's anonymous. That doesn't have... Nobody is sure who does that.
Oh, that's getting me so bad.
I'm so glad you're not sitting next to me anymore.
That's Texas
Oh, God. No.
Yeah, the more I go, though, the more I find, I think I just hate, like, all drivers in general. Everything about driving I don't like. I hate four-way stops, whether it be the awkwardness that comes with who's supposed to go, or the new thing that people are doing now around here is they get on someone's ass end, so when it's the car at the stop sign, it's their turn to go, and there's other cars around, they get on their ass end, and then they go. So it's two cars going, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, how quickly do you have to be somewhere where you can't wait, the 5 seconds for the next 3 cars to go, and then you go? And I just want to hit them. I want to hit them so bad because they know no one's going to, and I want to be the guy that fucking T-bones them.
This is similar. If it's at a four-way stop and all 4 directions have, a line of cars, and a person stops, right, and then a car goes, and then they think it's their turn.
Yeah.
And that's really smelling. Jesus.
Yeah, that's awful, dude. We are never getting Taco Bell before we start this podcast
That's a
again.
Texas border scramble, dude. Taco Bell had nothing to do with that.
Great, now Taco Bell's never going to sponsor us. Thanks.
What's next on the list, babe? Zimmer has so many things he hates. We got to get to him.
I do have a lot of things.
He hates text message tones of people talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where, like, it's just an annoying voice going, like...
Call for you, boss.
Yeah. Or, like,
I've never heard that.
You've never heard that. You've never heard that. Well, I guess you guys haven't had cable TV for a while, have you?
No.
But, like...
People pay for that, don't they?
Yeah, and it's always like tones like fucking, I don't know, like the AOL thing. They'll say like, you got mail whenever you get a text message, or like just an annoying voice, like cartoony voice saying something
like that,
really fucking stupid. And it's really dumb because someone at work keeps it in their lunchbox, and then when I go to break, they always get text messages, and I'm choking on Curry's fart right now. And it's fucking annoying. And I hate it.
Stinky butt farts.
We have a window open, so it'll go away in a little bit.
It's not, though. It's lingering.
It really is.
That's why I had to leave the apartment so early. Like, the fire department.
Thanks for coming here.
The fire department came and said, you can't occupy this building.
It's too much methane.
Yeah. Stinky butt farts.
Zimmer also hates people who are really into things that I'm not into. And by I mean Zimmer.
Just when people are
Yeah.
passionate about something that I'm not, I hope that person jumps off a bridge.
Yeah, I think this is what you're alluding to. It's when they talk to you about it
Yes.
and they tell you everything about it, and you've made it clear that I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
I don't like people that tell stories about their dogs.
Wait, so these people actually tell you to your face that they don't care about what you're talking about? Is that what you're getting at?
No.
No, I like openly like say, for instance, I give zero shits about sports whatsoever. Any sort of physical sports, I don't care whatsoever. And I've communicated this to people many times, and they still,
Still want to
hey,
talk
you
about
ever watch
WrestleMania,
the
huh?
game? And I'll say, no, I don't watch any of the games. And this is in reference to football. And he's like, oh, not even the Super Bowl? And I'm like, oh shit. Wait, no, that's a fucking game too. I don't watch that either. I've said that because this asshole will not stop talking to me about games. I don't give a fuck about whatever fucking ball you want to put through some net. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to hear it. I hate it.
Okay, interesting.
Bless you.
But yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense, like, on anything, yeah, where people, but what I've noticed too is the people that like to talk to you about the things that they like that you don't give a shit about, but then they expect you to remember like previous conversations and like little idiosyncrasies about that thing that they like, and you're like, dude, when you were talking to me about it, I wasn't listening. I don't care. Like, that's cool that you like it, but
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
Well, that kind of reminds me of, I have a friend who, she's like, okay, I started doing this weird cleanse this week. It's like a 100% organic, natural cleanse, right?
I
And
should have farted it out for that one.
she is selling this stuff that's not organic and has been trying to sell me all week.
Is it Visalis?
It's no.
Okay.
It's Advocare, but she's been trying to sell it to me all week, and I'm like, when did our friendship become you trying to sell me a fucking product? You know, like, I don't want that product. I'm happy with what I have. Quit trying to sell me on something that you have no knowledge of when I know more about my product that I'm using because I read about every single ingredient that I'm putting in my body, and you have no idea what it is that you are trying to sell. I don't want to hear about it. I got so pissed about that. Well, and then she put me on the phone with her sponsor, quote unquote, who also couldn't answer my questions. And he told me, when I asked him about ingredients and what the point was for these ingredients, he told me, well, I'm lucky I have scientists who back me up and can answer those questions because I don't know the answers to them. Why are you selling the product, sir? Like, how can you sell this product if you have no knowledge of what it is that you're selling? I get pissed off about that.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So, people who are into things I'm not.
Exactly. Exactly. In a broad sense. Because I had like a longer list of things I hated, and I went through and I pruned some of them. And then I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? Really, it's just people that are passionate about things I'm not. Those are the people I hate. So that's why I just added that to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that even kind of goes back. Last week you had the OH thing,
Oh
which
yeah.
I never even, never really put too much thought into. But I don't know, all week I've just been thinking about, like, when I'm in a crowded area, like, you know, like, yeah, what would happen if I said OH? Like,
You know what would happen.
yeah, people would probably, you would
People
get the
would say
IO.
IO.
Yeah. Like, it's just
Yeah,
weird
but
that, like,
it's cool that you can be in, like, I've been in Mexico and I've done that before, and I've gotten an IO back.
I hate
it's kinda
you.
Cool.
Yeah, man, you're.
I don't
you
care
know
if
how
you
to
hate
say
me.
shirts,
It's kind of cool.
Nah.
I don't like people that talk about the dogs.
yeah, what do you mean by that?
It's exactly what I said.
It's the same concept about like.
Like,
Like
let me
dogs
tell you
as
this.
their children,
No, like, let
basically?
me tell you this really cute thing my dog did. Yeah, I don't have a dog, and now I wish yours was dead. So stop talking to me about your damn dog. And then like I'd stare at my phone and I'd go, oh yeah, oh that's crazy. Is that so? And then it just doesn't get through.
I feel the same way about like kids I've never met.
Oh.
When people tell you about kids and you've never met the kid, you have no idea what it's like, and they just tell you these shitty stories. You're just like, I'm basically think your kid is a cat right now.
Yeah.
Like, you have reduced your kid to a cat, and they do stupid things, and it's not funny to me because I have no context of what this fucking organism is like, this
Yeah.
fucking parasite in your life.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, people, they need to know, like, when you're talking to people, like, it's not part of your responsibility to, like, bore them to death. Like, I know, even stories with Brie, like, I know who I can tell them to and who doesn't give a shit, so why would I tell them this story? Like, that...
That's why we never hear about the kid. John knows.
Yeah, I know you guys don't give a shit about it, so, like, why would I, like...
Well, Jordan does about Brianna.
I mean, if it's something funny, and you guys know, if it's something funny, I'll tell you, but, like, other parents, I'll tell them, like, the little stories, because, like, they know more what I'm talking about. Like,
But they
that's-
don't care because it's not their kid.
yeah.
Well, that's the difference, is, like, Brianna is relevant to my life.
Mm-hmm.
And she's-
Whereas,
Yeah.
whereas the
Paul.
people...
Yeah.
Call him Paul.
Paul's kid, you know, Paul's a drug addict, alcoholic anyways, and he has a kid, and he tells me a story about him. Paul, I don't care. I've never met your kid.
Yeah.
If I've shaken your kid's hand, I still don't know him. Like,
Mhm.
it's... Your kid is not a part of my life.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But people don't get that.
Kid's name's probably also Paul.
Paul
Paul
Jr.
Jr.
He doesn't-
Junior.
yeah, he does.
Just Paul.
He goes by Paulie right now, though.
Speaking of Paul, you guys know the American Chopper show where they build
I
motorcycles?
know of the
Yeah,
show.
it's a cool show.
And there's like the father and the son, senior and junior, and they
Yeah.
had a big rivalry.
Yeah.
Junior is doing some sort of build-off for World of Warcraft, making bikes for each faction of the game. And then whichever one wins some poll, that faction gets that mount for free. Which I know that doesn't make any sense to you guys, but...
Jesus, dude,
kinda...
I really hate listening to you talk about Warcraft. I hate you so much. I'm so not into it.
No, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. idea.
yeah, I didn't have anything else to say about it. It's
Yeah,
just...
that's kind of cool. It's cool.
Neat.
What's the next on the list, babe?
I have to agree with this one also.
Let me get a beer.
Zimmer hates cheap toilet paper.
Fuck yes.
Whoa!
Like,
Totally.
single ply.
Yeah.
bullshit.
Dude, we just... Oh, God, that
If-
is...
If there's... I mean, you guys don't use paper towels, but this also extends to paper towels. The money you put into paper product, like paper product you throw away like that, the more money you spend on it, usually, the higher quality shit you're getting,
Yeah.
without a
Mhm.
doubt.
And it lasts longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, when you wipe your ass with, like, that single ply, like, you still see, like, pieces of cardboard within the fucking
Yeah.
roll. Like,
Yeah.
no
Sorry.
one, I mean, your ass gets on fire afterwards, and, like, oh, you pull out every single hair because it's so, it's like sandpaper.
Of course. Yeah.
Awful.
It's horrible. I hate
Zimmer
it.
hates
Just
wicker.
disintegrates.
Yeah.
Wicker chairs.
Disintegrates in it.
Fuck wicker chairs. You can't... Have you ever sat down in a wicker chair without a shirt on?
Oh, no, that'd be awful.
Instant
Yeah, that'd be
itchiness. Instant
Yeah.
I don't
itchiness.
tend to sit down in chairs without shirts on anyway.
I don't like that feeling.
I don't like the feeling of me having my shirt off.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
That's right.
okay. Well, I guess this might apply to me a little bit more because I grew up where we had like a huge patio out in the back seat and or the backyard, and we had a pool, so I've experienced it, I guess, differently than you guys have.
I don't like wicker.
But wicker's bullshit.
It's fun to fill your Sims house up with wicker. You like play it for a little bit, and then you fill up their house with wicker and a cheap fireplace.
I feel like wicker chairs are also just asking to be, like, broken. Like, those
Yeah.
little strands of wicker, I don't know, like, whatever composite it is, like, I just feel like there's no way that can hold up to, like, my ass repeatedly sitting on
There's someone shooting a gun outside,
it.
and I just want to yell out the window, "Oh fuck! I'm hit!"
I think it's interesting. No, I don't know what I think is interesting. I don't know. That was
Yeah, I mean, I got used to, like,
word.
when I lived in the country, like, you would hear gunshots, and it would kind of make sense, like, what else are you going to do? You're going to shoot shit. I mean, you live in the country. Out here, like, this is like, I guess, in between country and suburbs, some weird...
It's a suburb.
Yeah.
You should not be shooting guns.
Okay, yeah, this is not a place where you, like, someone should be shooting guns. Like it makes sense in the country, and it actually makes sense in the city when I lived in the city. Here, I don't expect it.
Especially that many bullets. What are you
Yeah,
shooting?
bullets are expensive now. He was just firing them off.
What are you shooting at?
Shit.
I guess.
Guess that's why they call it shooting the shit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear a train going by, so he's not shooting at that.
Zimmer also hates public restrooms.
Yeah. I mean, no one likes them. No one's
The-
super.
Some are better than others, though.
I'm not super jazzed to go shit in a public bathroom, but yeah, some are better than you.
He also hates public restrooms where the doors open in,
Yes.
creating a
That's just
paradox of
bullshit.
clean hands.
Yeah. Not only that, and then you have to like step in the fucking toilet to get out because you open
No,
the door
I-
in
I-
on yourself.
I mean,
Oh, you're okay.
the entrance to the bathroom, you push in.
Okay.
So then when
But-
you go out, you have to pull with.
Yeah, that makes
you have
sense.
to use something.
Add to your list of stalls where the doors
Right,
open.
yeah.
That's bullshit.
You know what I do to counteract that? I wash my hands. Then I take the paper towel.
What if there's not a paper towel? What if
then
there's
you're
hand
fucked.
blowers?
Then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll put my hand on my shirt, like at the bottom of my shirt.
Yeah, but
Wait,
then I
wait.
know I'm gonna touch that shirt later.
But if you do like the inside, you know, it's a little bit better.
No, that's not. You're not getting it. Your shirt's still touching the door.
Yeah, but your hands aren't, and that's like the most common
Just give
thing
the
to
pinky.
spread germs.
Sometimes I
is
do the
your
pinky.
hands.
Sometimes I do the
Give it
pinky.
pinky.
Or you like do this number, you know, or you like
Oh, that
Lift
number.
your
That really
sleeve
plays
up.
well.
you lift your sleeve up over your hand and you like, you know, open the door.
Because you're still putting your shirt on the door that's dirty.
It eventually could touch your face, yes,
Yeah.
but it might not.
Especially the shirt sleeve
Yeah,
thing you're
she's
talking
right.
about.
It might not.
Yes, I mean the likelihood of it getting to your face, if that's the most crucial part of your body,
Apparently.
is much
That's what we're trying
less
to not
than
get
if you
into.
just did it with your bare hand.
Or you just fucking just. Touch
I mean,
the door.
if it really bothers you, can't you just like carry on hand sanitizer and then?
Just touch the fucking door.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I probably should. I
Hand
don't really.
sanitizer's been proven to do nothing.
Hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
It kills
Yeah.
bacteria.
Yeah.
All right, look it up.
If it's got alcohol in it, I mean, it's gonna kill bacteria.
It's been proven that it has no benefit.
It doesn't.
I don't know, I've heard like a lot of using it a lot. It ends up
Ends up not helping.
not helping. But yeah, if you use it like the way you're supposed to, I heard it did. I guess I don't give a shit about either way. I fucking touch the door after I wash my hands,
Touch
and my
the
hands get
fucking
dirty. I
door.
don't give a shit.
You know what's not gonna happen? You're not gonna die from it.
Yeah.
probably.
There's a chance, but fuck it. I mean, I ate at Taco Bell today.
Yeah. There was a Subway cup in the Taco Bell bathroom, and I like it's kind of one of those things you look at. Like I wonder the story behind this Subway cup.
Yeah.
Like
Who went to Subway
yeah,
and was like, you know,
I could use some Taco
I
Bell.
could use some, this is too healthy for
I
me.
think I know the answer. Two friends decided to go.
Oh my God, Matt! I know. I know. That's not the point.
I
The
love
point
it.
was make a funny improv story about this guy who decided he needed Taco Bell after getting his Subway,
Yeah.
but didn't
Yeah, we were trying, but well,
get it. But
that's.
didn't
Who
get
is
it.
that?
Oh my God!
It would have been the guy that goes to Taco Bell right after Subway. You know he got that Frito sub at Subway. What?
Hi,
They like
chicken.
Fritos?
I know I do. Thank you.
They
Awesome.
Aw,
They must have met me.
No.
they
Okay.
call
You've been hitting those low notes.
Pretty
People appreciate the low
pretty
notes.
sure that's a Mexican.
My name is Barry White.
What
I don't know what he does.
else is
All
on the
right.
list, babe?
Zimmer.
You hate a lot of shit, dude. I mean,
Oh,
I hate it too.
There's a
but
lot more.
I don't like actually make lists out about the things I hate. But if I kind of we should all make a list. Things we hate. Just see how much like.
I don't hate things.
I don't know.
You're just
I
wrong,
dislike
Ben.
them.
You're just
Yeah,
wrong.
you're.
Oh.
Yeah.
Religion apologists.
Mm,
What?
I don't know.
What was that grunt for? That disapproving grunt?
The thing that Curry hates. All right, this is what I've noticed. Like the thing that Curry at one point he hated he would get in the debates with everyone about against religion, and he hated those people. But now he's come around to the other side where he hates the people that constantly talk about how much they hate religion.
Yep.
That's where you are, and I like how that's where you are.
I just I am of the opinion that I don't give a fuck. Like I I am the thing I am, and I don't really care who knows it, and I don't want to get in a conversation with you about it.
Yeah.
I am confident. I am fine where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have to constantly. I lost it.
It's well, as far as like religious conversations you have with people, or maybe just any like more so, we'll just say philosophical conversations, just have a wider range here. If the conversation revolves around you and another person each trying to say like why you think what you think is right, that's a bad conversation. But if it's a conversation about like, you know, just when we have conversations about, you know, what if X is true, you know, and then does that mean that Y is true, and like that kind of shit. When you're just sort of brainstorming on ideas that you're not really sure about, but you're kind of feeling out your own, you know, thought process behind these things, like, you know, more these elaborate ideas, like that's where it gets interesting. If it's a debate about black and white issues, like, you know,
I mean, especially with us, it's not a fun conversation. Just do like, I don't like religion. What?
Well,
yeah, we all don't.
yeah, that's why we
Yeah,
never
we all
talk
feel the
about it.
same
That's why
way.
we always go more into like
I like
space, because
what
there's actually
John's
some like
saying.
great debate that we have amongst
Yeah.
space, because we all have different ideas about
There's
space and time and shit like
space.
that.
There's cool philosophical debates you can have, like if you wanted to talk about religion in a philosophical sense, you could talk about Pascal's wager. You ever heard of that?
No.
Well, Pascal argues that, you know what, it's not gonna be good material for this, so
Okay.
No, go ahead.
You had my interest.
Yeah,
Well,
Pascal's
alright.
wager is worth going into. Go for it.
okay, well, you have Pascal who argues it's just better to believe in God because it's kind of hard to talk
It's
about.
better to believe in God because if you don't, then you're going to hell. But if you do and you're not right, then you're just dead.
Yeah,
That type of thing.
Yeah, okay.
but there's
It's better safe than
Other-
sorry type of thing.
I mean, that's an interesting idea that you can talk about. Like, is it better than to search for truth? Is like seeking truth, is that what's important when in the end it's only going to lead to like further explorations into what is truth, and it doesn't like benefit your life, your terrestrial life at all? But, or is it actually better to just, you know what, like, I'm just going to fucking live my life. I'm going to, you know, hope for the best or whatever kind of mentality. I mean, because I still think, you know, search for truth, and it doesn't lead to happiness, not even close. But to me, that's what's important, you know, trying to figure out
yeah.
how things are.
Jerking it.
That's
fine.
Pascal's wager is what led me to write about why I hate.
Religion apologist.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Why's that?
Mainly because I don't know. I was kind of drunk when I sent this to myself, and it's kind of relevant to me in a very sort of personal matter. But basically, closet atheists that I know are religious apologists because of, you know, whatever reason, because more or less because that's what's expected of them, kind of thing. So they're apologists towards religion because that's what's expected of them.
What do you mean by apologists?
Like, well, okay, for example, someone dies, right? And
Was it Paul?
yeah, so Paul,
Was it
let's say Paul's
Dad Paul or Child Paul?
let's say Paul's ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
Paul's ex-wife dies?
Nah, shit, now I gotta make this connect somehow. So Paul's new wife.
Which Paul's ex? Which ex-wife of Paul?
The first. I'm saying.
Phyllis?
Okay, so Paul, let's just say Paul's wife dies, okay?
Grundle?
Grundle, yes. Paul's wife, Grundle. Grundle dies, and Paul Jr. isn't a believer, right?
Okay.
Paul Jr. was a baby.
Yeah. Paul Jr. is a kid I don't like to hear stories about. Have we
Well, obviously he's not a believer then. He's like,
gone
6
like,
months old.
forward in years? Like how old is Paul? It's not even Paul Jr. It's just how old
It's
is
not a
Paul?
story about Paul Jr. It's a story about his mom dying.
Grundle, but like Paul, his mother's not Grundle.
I wish that the viewers could see
Phyllis.
the look that Zimmer is giving to Curry right now.
All right, go on, Zimmer.
Jazz hands.
Vigorous.
I mean, it's difficult to explain. This is one I should have pruned out, but basically, the idea that it's acceptable to, I don't know how to put it.
All right, well, I feel like this is at least when I heard religious apologists, this is what I thought.
Okay.
Was when someone, a lot of times people will present like, well, any example that, that disproves God or whatever, and then most people will like defend their territory by like, sometimes they'll quote scripture or they'll provide like the whole like first the prime mover example, like they have something to fall back on. But to me, when you're an apologist, is you never really tackle the issue at hand. You just sort of would almost like brush it off and be like, well, that could be, but this is what I believe,
Okay,
like,
yes. I have a perfect example in correlation to what I was thinking about. If you are personally for gay rights, you think gays should be able to marry, but you say that they shouldn't be able to because that's what the Bible says.
So you believe they should be able to marry, but
it-
openly you say they shouldn't be able to because you're expected
Or
as
is
a
it-
religious person to say they shouldn't be able to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the sort of correlation.
That is, I mean, obviously there are people like that,
That's-
but that's weird to.
I know quite a few people like that.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it would be weird though to like.
That sounds like somebody that's not sure what they believe in at all. Is that
Well-
what they're called, apologists?
Usually, apologists are just like you make an excuse, like you believe in this thing or you like this thing, and you'll make any because you can use it even for like something that Zimmer like sports, athletes. Like you can say like, oh, you're an apologist of X athlete, where they'll do something wrong, but you'll come up with any excuse to be like, well, yeah, he maybe did this, but his upbringing, was rough, and so that's what led him to do this. So like an apologist, like you would just always find an excuse
Yeah.
to
Sounds
mask
like
the faults of the
agnostic,
thing.
or an agnostic believes that
Did you go Boston there?
Agnostic.
agnostic.
I got an agnostic
agnostic
car.
believes. No, it's just I have no tolerance for beer anymore.
Apparently. Oh yeah, you went 40 days without it.
Gave it up for Lent. Weirdly enough, not the dates that Lent started and ended, but gave it up for it.
Isn't it agnostic believes that they don't know what they're just like, okay, well, there
They're
could
just
be a
waiting
god
on
or
that
there
proof.
could not be a god.
Well, I think there's two
went
different
through that
facts.
phase for a while, but that's because I was raised in like a super Christian family, and I wasn't really allowed to think for myself. And then when I moved out, I was finally like, all right, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. But I also was like, I could never admit to my mom and dad that I feel this way. You know what I mean? So I went through that phase for a while.
Yeah.
What? So, are we saying there definitely is not a god? Because technically, I think
What?
they're all agnostics.
Yeah, I'm not. I will not 100%
We're not
say there's
saying
not a
there's
god.
definitely 100% not a god.
No, I won't say that.
Okay. That's good.
I would say, no, I don't know. Like the 100% is weird because it kind of makes you want to say, well, I'd put this percent on it, but I don't. There's no point in my life where I will be certain that there is or isn't a god. I
Until you're
just
dead,
don't
really. And
believe.
even
Yeah,
then,
I don't
it's
believe
too
that there
late.
is, but you know what? I don't put nearly as much thought as I used to put into it. I just don't. I don't even fucking give a shit about like,
Well,
is there a
what is
god?
that?
Yeah, it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Like the question of is there a god or not used to be interesting. I don't find it interesting anymore.
You know what I do instead of that?
What's that?
Jerk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I just
solves
mash.
all problems.
I just mash my dick instead of thinking
Yeah.
about religion. And
Yeah.
it's been working out fantastically. I feel spry. I feel young. My stamina is through the roof.
Zimmer hates young mothers, but only some. But the ones that he hates, he really fucking hates.
Wait, what? How young are we talking about?
I think he just put that in there so Amy wasn't put out.
How young are we talking about? 17? 18?
No.
We're not talking
I
about
mean,
depression.
like, young mother in the sense of, like, new mother kind of thing, where they're still in the stage where, like,
Oh, okay. So they could be 40 with their first baby.
yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
like
So
there's some sort of mentality that I've noticed that like I don't know what it is, but they like absolutely think they know everything, and it's really fucking annoying.
everything about what?
Everything.
Everything about motherhood? Everything.
Everything.
Period.
Literally, blanket
Matt, you just-
everything.
you won't
I don't know
understand
this
until
kind
you-
of person, okay?
You won't understand until you have kids, all right? You just won't understand until you have kids.
I believe you.
That's funny because I was the opposite. Because I literally, after I had Brianna, I was on the, like, if anything was wrong, I was calling the doctor, trying to get a hold of them as a first-time mother.
I bet the doctor has the same list
They
as
even
Zimmer. He
said,
hates
like-
new mothers.
Well, they even knew I was a new mom because they were like, this is not a problem. This is okay. You know what I mean? It's funny because I was,
I don't know.
Totally
Your
opposite.
baby's probably gonna die. Stop calling.
they would get so fucking annoyed with me.
No, it's just like
Like, what do you mean? Like, specifically, what do they know everything about?
He said everything. They know everything about everything.
like
You don't know what tired is. You don't have kids. You wouldn't understand.
exactly. If they've ever used
Yeah.
an excuse like, oh well, like I'm a mother.
You're also
Oh, yeah. Go take your stretched out vagina and go fuck off. Like if you ever use the excuse like, oh well, if you were a mother, you would know. No, fuck you. Fuck you for using that statement.
You know, one of the funniest things I ever heard was, you guys know Bill Burr,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the comedian? He made fun of Oprah one time in one of his specials because she said that being a mother is the hardest job in the world. And he said something about, like, he kind of, he was making fun of her, and he's like, oh yeah, because you sit in your PJs all day, and you're bending over taking DVDs out of DVD trays and switching it with another movie.
He compared it to being a bricklayer.
Or a roofer.
Yeah, a roofer. That
yeah,
might
Redheaded
yeah.
roofer in the summer.
Yeah, redheaded roofer in the summer. Yeah.
Bill Burr, no, he'll throw some truth down that people don't want to hear,
Oh, I
but
love
they are
Bill Burr.
truth
He's my favorite
nonetheless.
comedian.
Yeah,
If
A baby.
I don't know, next time you go to the grocery store and you see a young mom,
Just jerk it.
just kind of observe them. And if you don't get pissed off, then I hate you.
I know. Because if what you're saying is kind of what Kerr's saying, then I know what then I agree. Like,
Yeah, jerk it.
when people say like, well, you're not and it's not even just like, well, you don't have kids, so you don't know, but it even goes like for anything. Like when people are just like, it's almost like you expect nobody can empathize at all. Like if you're not a part of the situation, you don't know. Example, in one of my classes, we actually have parents that we have like one class is dedicated, just a parent comes in and we fucking talk to them about shit. And we always will ask them questions. Like one woman came in and she's a single mom. So of course the question came up from somebody like, well, so what do you think like being a single mom compared to like if you were like if you had, she was a woman, if you had, a partner or whatever in it, what do you think the differences would have been? And she was like, well, I can't speak to that. I can only speak to being a single mom. And I just want to be like, bullshit. If you cannot like in your brain wrap it around what it would be like to be in a relationship while raising a kid, and you can't like carry on a conversation about that, like, I mean, to me that's just bullshit. It's like such a cop out to not answering the question. I mean, we can empathize. That's a human ability. Fucking use it.
Yeah, I don't know. The young
Sean, you're not a
mom,
mom. You won't understand.
the young mom thing
Hashtag young mom.
that I hate so much is some form of inherent knowledge that you get by like emitting a child out of your vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of thing that I hate, is because you had some organism come out of you, you have some inherent knowledge.
Yeah.
And that is what's Yes,
Well, you
so
know what's
many.
funny? It's funny because I actually, like, not quite opposite, but kind of. I get really, really upset at moms who, in particular, I knew someone that was 17 when she had a baby. And her mom raised this child, basically, from birth. And she's had no part in this child's life pretty much since birth. Since then, she's had 3 children with 2 or 3 different men. And she's raising those other children, has no part in this first child's life. I'm like, how, like, to me, I get pissed off because I'm like, how, as a mother especially, since you literally gave birth to this child, you were this child's home for 9 months, can you not have an instinct to want to be with your child?
Well, see,
That pisses
I
me
know
off.
you never
Same
gave up
thing.
your child, so you have no idea what it's like. You can't speak to that.
Yeah, maybe she was raped.
She didn't give that baby up. She,
No, I'm just
her
fucking with you,
mom
bud.
and dad are raising the child. Like, that, to me, like,
What's the girl's first name?
her name is,
Let's
well,
Yeah.
it's not a last name.
What
but
does it start with?
Brittany. Her name's Brittany.
I know that person.
Well, and, like, it pisses me off because...
I mean, there's probably a lot of Britneys
No,
out
no,
there that
probably
I
do.
know her.
Yeah,
I
There's
know
you
her.
a
do,
lot
'cause
of
you were
17-year-old moms named Brittany.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they have
Yeah,
that
it's
their parents are
Worthington.
raising their fucking
And,
well.
and, like, I don't know, it
Actually, my
just pisses
niece.
me off because, like,
Holy shit.
it makes
Shout
me
out.
so mad.
It's alright. It's my niece.
Really? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
sorry. I shouldn't have said it, but it just makes me. I
You
actually.
should have said the name.
I was
What up,
at
Brit-
the
Brit?
store
How's it
today. Well, no. Okay. Here's why I got brought up. I was at the store today, and I
Let's just move on from there. Holy shit.
and
It's okay,
I
it's
saw the little girl who's now 7,
Oh my
and her grandma, and I got in the car and started bawling. I started crying my eyes out. Came
This is
home to
so
John,
crazy.
and I was crying because it upset me so much. You know.
Let's
That
move on to the
someone
next
could
one.
be so.
I can't believe.
What else does Zimmer hate?
Yeah, what else does Zimmer hate?
Well, he's gonna have to unlock his phone.
Well, you don't trust people, Zimmer?
No.
Gotta have a passcode?
There's probably a lot. There's probably no porn on there. You got websites, but that phone
He
has all the dicks on it.
hates skeletons in Minecraft.
Yeah,
They're kind of annoying.
yeah. Like you run
It's
to
a-
hit them, and they keep on knocking.
Have you ever
back.
tried to fight a skeleton in water?
Say water, yes.
God.
Worst feeling ever.
If you don't have armor, just kiss your items goodbye, because then you got to swim down to the bottom to get them back,
Yep.
and you're probably going to die because that skeleton's not going to despawn. You're going to lose your health from breath.
Yep. Not only that, I have died in Minecraft due to lava probably, like, say, half a dozen times maybe. At least, say it's been 6 times, at least 5, and it may even be 6, was because a skeleton shot me off a fucking ledge and I landed in lava.
Oh, that's happened so many
Yeah,
times.
because I never
Why
mind.
the fuck do they get knocked back?
Yeah,
Why do they get knocked back?
that arrow kills you.
Bullshit.
Because I never mind up, I never mind down. I'm so fucking careful and even vigilant around lava because you know you lose everything. It's the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
But every time it happens, a skeleton shot me into that lava.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's pretty
It's
bad.
just to get cheese. Like, no, fuck you. Like, all I see is a skeleton there. It's shooting at me. I'm gonna go kill it. It's 5 seconds of like, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, I was knocked back 10 feet.
Yep.
Ah,
That's why,
goddamn.
yeah, and fighting, like, at least if you're, like, in a biome that has trees around, say you're in, like, a birch forest or even, like, you know, the winter biome, like, where you can kind of, like, get behind trees and make them come to you and then you kill them. If you're in the plains and you're fighting a skeleton, it's not worth it. It's not fucking worth it. Just fucking run away. It's never worth it.
Usually that's my thing I do with every enemy in Minecraft.
At a certain
just run away from it.
At a certain
It's-
point, but you need, like, I always kill zombies early because I want the fucking potatoes and carrots as soon as I
Yeah,
can.
You want potatoes.
But also, like, I mean, skeletons give you the best. They drop the most important, most vital thing out of the
Bone.
hostile mobs: bone and arrows.
Right.
But getting bone and arrows is excellent.
I didn't know you could make arrows.
Hmm. But it's, I mean, getting flint is such a pain in the ass. I just want
You
to.
gotta fucking smash gravel.
Yeah,
You got
no
a
one wants-
shitload of gravel.
No one wants to do
I
that.
hate gravel.
Hmm.
Zimmer?
I tend to smash. I'm sorry, Amy.
No.
I tend to smash gravel just to smash gravel. It just
Smash.
Minecraft is a video game where you build things, by the way.
Everybody knows what Minecraft
Yeah.
is.
No,
Even
everyone
like
doesn't.
little 4-year-olds know what it is.
this-
Come on.
There's a Mexican listening. He probably doesn't know.
He or she. We don't know.
No, it's
Nah,
a
he knows who it is.
It's a he.
That's-
Yeah,
If
chicken.
he didn't. Oh wait, I'm assuming because you've been calling them a Mexican, this is like
He's
a little
actually
funny.
he's
Okay, yeah, you
actually
know
a
who they
Mexican,
are.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not offensive.
I
That's
assume.
actually what it
Yeah, I
is.
assumed you wouldn't be
Why
saying
is
that
that
if you didn't
offensive
know.
anyway? He's Mexican.
If he's not Mexican,
Oh.
like if you're Dominican
could
and you
be,
get called a
yeah,
Mexican, that would
Dominican.
probably be annoying.
I have a Brazilian friend. He's actually one of my groomsmen, and I call him Mexican to be offensive.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that would suck.
Chicken, it's okay though. You're actually Mexican.
You know what is really offensive though? Chinaman.
Yeah, that.
What a really offensive word.
I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I feel like Chinaman is more offensive than chink. Is that wrong or?
I would disagree with that
I
because
disagree too.
China men. I wouldn't be offended by America men.
But no, but Chinaman has that connotation. Like
Yeah.
we use that all the time. Like chink seems like it's more of a, like you say it on sitcoms, and it's like, oh, isn't that
I've never heard
adorable?
chink
almost?
on sitcoms.
Fucking Archie
Never-
Bunker,
Yeah, dude. God, that show is.
Yeah.
It's from the 50s?
All in the Family.
That show's
No,
not
or
from the 50s. That show's from the 80s.
Yeah,
Like I swear to God, that show's. From
but Chinaman has that connotation to it, where like that has been used. I feel like it comes down to it's been used offensively more often.
Put yourself in the Chinaman's shoes.
Jesus.
Excuse me.
Small shoes.
This person's shoes.
Small
Would
shoes.
you rather have small shoes? Would you rather have somebody say, "Hey,
No,
come here,
obviously I would
Jake,"
rather
or
have-
"Hey, come here, Chinaman"?
I'd rather be like, hey, come here, Paul, because they know me
Or-
obviously,
or
and they're
Chin
asking me to
Chon
come
or
over.
whatever.
Holy shit!
Chin chon chon.
I'd rather have an egg roll.
Hey, Jake,
That's what I
You-
would
you
have.
would
In
rather
your
have an egg
situation,
roll.
I would.
Yeah,
I would
you're so
want-
right about. You kind of reminded me though, all the times dying in lava thanks to skeletons. Ah. Whenever I make a mob grinder, I always want it to be skeletons too.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only thing I hate in your list. I think with you. I hate
You haven't hated any of this other stuff?
I guess I
Minivan
hated
drivers?
minivan drivers. Yeah.
I forget what the other ones were.
New moms? How do you not?
What's the other? What's the next
Moms
one?
don't piss me off.
He doesn't like
Choose. It's gotta
EA
be
Games
choose.
Studios.
Oh yeah.
EA game sucks. I'm with you on that.
EA Sports.
It's
It's in the game.
They
It's
are,
in my asshole because it sucks. Dick.
As
My
is
asshole
next.
sucks dick.
Wayne Gretzky on the N64 was a good game. That was a fucking phenomenal game. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
what you
well,
say.
EA used to be
Now
a decent
EA
company when N64 was relevant.
Okay, well that's
And
yeah. That's
since
what I'm
then,
pretty
EA
sure-
game sucks.
I'm pretty sure EA does not care about their customers at all.
Oh, no shit. Look at Battlefield 4. Like, hey guys, it's not done. We can't put it out. Well, we put it out 3 weeks ago. You better start apologizing and fixing
Well,
things.
Battlefield is an exception because it's better than Call of Duty.
No shit. That's not the
Well,
conversation
EA did-
we're having.
EA
it's still
published
EA.
Titanfall, didn't they?
Yeah, but like they had
Ti-
nothing to do with it.
Right, but they didn't have anything. They're a publisher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. They own,
I know what you're
They
saying.
own DICE.
I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but they did right by Titanfall.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it improved their reputation.
because that game had minimal EA involvement.
Right, exactly.
So, like,
Exactly.
EA's attempt at an application such as Steam
Origin's fine.
really pissed
I mean, it's
no,
annoying.
it's not fine. It's so bad.
What's wrong with it? Like, well, it works every time I use it. You know what's really bad though is Battle Log. Fucking Christ, that's a bad client.
What is?
The Battle Log for Battlefield. Like,
Oh,
you're saying I had to fucking pop into a web browser to pop into a game?
Is that the only game you've used?
I guess I
with
haven't played
Origin, or
Battlefield.
Do you have extensive
Oh,
experience with Origin?
Kind of.
How the fuck would I buy the things I have to buy on Origin? Well, like, it's an inoffensive service. That's my point.
I would disagree with that.
I guess
It's-
we had some trouble with it.
It's hardware inefficient when in comparison to like Steam.
I played Dead Space with it. It's that worked.
Dead
fine.
Space is good.
Number 3 is not great.
Yeah, but it's it's crashed on me. I mean, it's a new service in comparison, but it's crashed. It's caused issues for me, whereas Steam
But I mean,
doesn't.
yeah, I don't know. Steam's great.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on because nobody cares about this. Everyone knows exactly what we're saying anyways. It knows what we're talking about.
You hate getting haircuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, is this before or after our
Dude, I didn't write any of this.
I usually wait 6 months in between each of my haircuts, so I agree.
I hate
it. Worse when they're wearing low-cut shirts. Like they walk in front of you.
Is it? Because I'm pretty sure they do that. Like they know what they're getting into.
It's just not the point. Like it's still not like an invitation to stare at their boobies.
You know what the worst part about getting a haircut is?
Why not?
Because it's not polite.
If I'm not wearing a shirt, I don't expect people not to look at my nipples.
But you don't expect people to stare at them.
If I'm not wearing a shirt, that means if you're gonna look, I'm at least expecting that it's gonna happen.
I don't think this argument holds water. I don't think wearing a low-cut shirt means you are allowed to stare at their boobs. That is not it.
Not stare, but at least notice. I mean, they want you to notice, but staring is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
If you don't want anyone to stare, then cover it up.
Dude, the only thing I'll say is, even if it's covered up, I would still, if I had it my way, and I could do whatever I wanted, I would still stare. Yeah. If they have a fucking coat on, my eyes are still going to stare where the boobs would be if I had it my way. Like, if you could just do whatever you wanted.
Right, but if you wear a low-cut top, and you're working in an industry where there's constant mirrors, and you occasionally get men, or anyone that likes boobs, coming into the establishment, you're pretty much thinking like, I don't think any sane person can think like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a low-cut top that shows cleavage. Nobody's gonna look at that intensely.
There's a huge difference between staring and looking, and I think that's maybe where the disagreement's coming in. You can look for sure, not even just once. You can look repeatedly, but you can't. Like the staring gets weird because even just on like as a person to person, if you're a chick and I'm staring at your boobs and you're looking at me, it would just be awkward, and you don't want to have any awkward. I mean, it's awkward enough to get your hair cut by a stranger. Like, that's the worst part is, like, when you get there and you get your hair cut, maybe the first 2 minutes you have something to talk about, and then you realize, like, shit, we're running out of shit to talk about. Like,
that's why you make stuff up.
No, I have lied so many times to hairdressers. I have lied more to hairdressers than anybody in my life. I once told, like, one of them, I had, like, 3 kids, just because I told them about one kid. I have one kid, I have a daughter. The first kid I told her about was a son. And then we realized quickly I ran out of shit to say what my son was doing. So I said, oh, yeah, and, we just had a baby, basically. Like, you just start making shit up.
Hell yeah.
Just to get out of there. I wish I was lying. I made up so much shit.
I always make up shit to people cutting my hair because I just lie and tell a constant story.
Exactly.
And
then you never go back because you never want to face them again and remember all the lies.
No, I do, and then I just tell a different story. Totally. I do.
If it's this common, it'd be hilarious to be a hairdresser just like listening to all this bullshit from people.
Dude, I mean, Curry and Matt, have you guys never lied to your hairdresser?
No, I don't even talk to them. I just sit there.
You have to talk to them. You can't not talk to them.
Where do you go, to a 1950s barber?
Yeah.
Like a 90-year-old guy?
No.
I mean, I would like to do that.
I would love to do that.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Like Playboys out.
Yes.
Yeah.
My kid.
He's also got some hustle.
You can stare at the magazines.
The guy
obviously.
who did this was a gay guy, and I just sat there and I answered his questions.
That just feels so weird to not say anything.
Well, we talked about my interview that's coming up, and I was just, I'm having an interview for a job in Japan. But
okay, but yeah, so you talked about shit. I'm not saying you have to like get into detail about it. You just
feel like, oh my god, I have to tell this guy something.
No, you just need something. You just need noise. You just need noise to be happening. That's not the shitty music they play on the radio.
Do you guys ever have like an extreme lie that you tell often? I tell people I was born in Dresden, Germany. I don't know why.
Because you're a fucking sociopath.
like, it is completely irrelevant to anything.
Wow.
But, like, anytime like something like comes up where it's like national based
Well,
or
what
like
if somebody's
international,
trying to talk to you in German.
I just tell them that
You know, all the people that comes up with. All the
I,
people
that could happen,
I
like-
just say that I moved to the
Oh, you're
U.S.
from Germany? Oh,
Yeah,
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
I was born there.
I was born there. I didn't grow up there.
You came to the United States like when you were an infant.
Yeah.
That is easy to lie away. The point is, you are a fucking sociopath. Why do you do this? So people think you're interesting? Yes.
Because I'm bored with the
'Cause you're-
conversation. Usually,
You're scared they're going to be bored with you.
Oh,
Fucking, he's getting Dr. Phil on you.
that is a doctor.
Just love yourself.
No, why do I do it?
No one else is.
There's a guy at work that thinks I wash my hands every 20 minutes, and because I told him I do that. Because, why? Because I get bored with the conversations that they start talking about, so I create my own to make it interesting.
How is that interesting? Talking about washing your hands.
Because then he finds it fascinating that I wash my hands every 20 minutes.
But then you pretended to wash your hands every 20 minutes every time you're around this guy.
No, I don't know. Every time he's around, I'm just like, yep, I got 7 minutes to go.
so you have, with this particular person, you have a web of lies you have to keep up
Wow.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he ever catches on, I don't give a fuck.
with? Okay.
It doesn't make any difference to me.
It's just really, like...
It never made a difference in the first place.
I know, but now it's interesting to me. Because I like to see how they react to this kind of thing.
What was it? I mean, how do you...
It's just a typical guy from, the Delaware area in Ohio, just northern Delaware. And, he doesn't have any teeth. And just typical Ohioan.
Someone you really want to impress with your stories about washing your hands every 20 minutes.
I take
You think that's a story I'm going to try to impress him with?
How are we overlooking the fact we just said the typical Ohioan has no teeth?
Yeah, I take offense to that.
No, I said he has no teeth. He's just a typical Ohioan.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that the typical
I'm not saying you are.
Ohioan
I'm
has
just.
no teeth.
I'm just
I'm
trying
just
to make a
Sounds like
little.
That's what you're
Yeah,
implying.
it's just.
He's just a typical Ohioan that happens to have no
Yeah,
teeth.
I mean, obviously that's what you're saying, but it's just funnier to point out that that's not how you're putting it.
That's what-
I mean, I know that's not what you're
I
saying.
got
But,
from it.
yeah.
What is your end game?
I don't have one.
Wasn't that apparent from what he told the story?
I'm just like the fucking writers of Lost. I go as the story continues. I make it up as I go because that's what's interesting to me.
Timmer, it's been 20 minutes. I haven't seen you wash your hands. I'm a karate black belt.
Well, it's interesting. So far, the two we've heard are easy to get out of. You need to do one that's like that could have so many follow-up questions that you don't know, like a karate black belt. There'd be certain things expected of you. If you're a black belt, you would know and you would be a certain way. Like washing your hands every 20 minutes or being born in Dresden, like that can be easy to get out of. You need to move into more like some more complex
If you're gonna do
alter
this,
egos.
you need to step up your game. You need to escalate.
Yeah,
right.
let's
Give-
escalate.
Give me something that's not too extreme.
You're
Alright,
a serial killer.
No.
No.
That's not too extreme.
No! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! I'm saying that metaphorically, you are a serial killer, and we are developing you.
Oh yeah,
You
totally.
go first, you just kill a dude.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna kill the dude and like suck his dick. Then you're
We're gonna
kill the
help
dude,
you suck his dick.
and then I don't
And
know.
off the kid that was watching you suck his dick.
Right, cum slut on his forehead. We're gonna
Because
develop.
that makes it not so extreme. You're right.
You need to tell somebody. We need to think of something that's between serial killer and watching your hands
You're
every
not
20
telling
minutes.
people he's a
I'm
serial killer.
Totally, you guys are taking everything so literally today.
What if you said...
This is not gonna be
No,
good. I
it's
guarantee you
not
that
good.
one.
It's not
Oh
good.
man, you spelled it out before you figured it out.
I did. It was going to be
Alright.
about a fetish, but I guess
Wait.
that would be really weird.
What if
Well,
it's?
You have a
How would
kid.
you start talking about a fetish?
That I have a kid.
Oh
That's a good
yeah,
one. I'll do that. Yeah.
You have
one
a-
person.
Yeah.
You have a one.
That one guy.
Yeah, tell me. Okay, you have to tell me you have a kid, And then just every so often you have to add more
But he's not
details
gonna
to
think
it.
that's weird at all, though.
No, it's gonna get weird.
Yeah.
You start off not weird, and then one day you're gonna reveal like your kid like has Down syndrome or something.
Kid has
and your
AIDS. Your
kid has
He's
AIDS.
in college. Is that too far? That
That's
he's
too
in
far.
college?
That's too
Does he
far.
know your age? I feel like
You
that's
look
something
like
that could
you're
be played
under
with.
30. So
Like,
that'll never
just
work.
tell this guy that
Wait,
you're actually.
What if your
50.
kid's one of those savants? Like he's like a fucking.
What if I'm
could-
married to a 50-year-old and it's my son-in-law?
Step kid.
My stepkid, yeah.
Okay, that could work. I think
Yeah.
that could work.
I don't like where
This
this is
kid's
going.
in college.
That's
He's
nah,
4
too
years
many,
younger
too many
than me.
people know Chelsea.
Okay, yeah.
You know she's not 50, so.
So like we can't say the kid thing either.
Yeah.
Oh, back it up.
You could-
Back it
No,
up.
lie
like
about having a kid.
we could still get away with a kid with this, but it just it can't be he's in college. I
I'd say
guess.
you say Chelsea's pregnant, but like here's where it gets
If
good.
she just never stops being pregnant.
Yes. Like you
All
have
right.
to.
Yeah,
You're
I'll do that.
yeah,
I'll
you're
do that.
committed to this. Like
I'll do that.
You
Yeah.
have to commit for more than 9 months.
yeah.
But that's really funny. But I know, or we can do it like, yeah, Chelsea, we just got pregnant, and just keep saying it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
keep saying we just
Yeah.
got pregnant.
All right, I'll do.
Okay.
Oh.
We just got pregnant. We just got
There's-
pregnant.
Yeah,
Montage.
yeah, I could handle
Not gonna
that.
work.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
Funny.
All right.
How do you get out of it, by the way? How do you?
I don't.
You don't get out of it.
You
No,
don't
this
get
is.
out of it.
I get caught. That's how I get
Oh,
out.
I've been lying the whole time. Then you gotta.
I don't care.
Then you kill the guy, and then you're gonna suck his dick. I guess that's what you do when
No,
you kill a
you're
guy.
just gonna fuck that dude's mouth. 'Cause he's got no teeth. Then you're gonna-
Typical Ohioan.
then you're right.
No
Right.
teeth.
You're right. Cum slut on his forehead.
Oh.
Oh man.
God, Zimmer, your segment alone takes an hour plus. Like an
Yeah,
longer
I
than an
have
hour.
way too many things.
Well, no,
hate.
I mean this is good. This is what the podcast has become. Like we're gonna basically get to your segment. Will get done. Then we'll have to get to Curry's and
I don't-
Amy's.
I don't have shit, dude.
All right,
You
well,
don't have a segment?
Amy has
Not
one
yet.
today.
I'll figure something.
Oh.
I'm glad you let us put that in the
We were
Facebook
at
advertising.
Taco Bell, and Jordan's like, "Hey, you got anything?" Oh yeah, I got it. As soon as you ask me, I'll figure it out. I got it.
I
on
lied
the
so
fly.
you guys would think I was interested.
That's not why I lied. I don't care if they think I'm interested. It's for my own entertainment.
I lie because I'm bored. That is a fucked up thing to say.
Why?
I'm bored. I'm gonna lie to people. I'm gonna manipulate what people think about me.
Irrelevant people to my life.
I think you should start talking to a lisp with somebody.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Only one person. So then, when there's like two people
that takes
around,
acting
Or develop a
skills.
funny laugh, like a terrible and like nudge your elbow out.
That's it.
That takes acting skills. Do you have what it takes?
I need to develop a Russian accent.
Yeah. The next step is start talking.
That
to
reminds me, when we were in high school one time, my friend and I convinced these students that she was from that she was from England, and so she was speaking with a British accent the entire time, and they believed us.
That's easy to do.
Pretty cool, though.
You can just talk about how you hate Americans and get them to wonder like, what the hell is wrong with you.
Matt.
But I need an accent for that.
No, you don't. You can
Yeah.
you can just be American that hates Americans.
what does that accomplish? though?
Like, what kind of? Do you wear short sleeves at work?
Yeah.
Can like marker on a swastika?
No.
And like,
No.
but like,
I can't, Curry. I cannot do that.
but like under, so like it peeks out a little bit.
Curry, I cannot do that.
It's oh god. And you're like, is that a swastika? I don't know. I can never see it clearly. Yeah,
It's like John's arm.
and I swear to God, it wasn't there yesterday. It's, I don't know. What is something else?
If you're gonna fuck with, if you're gonna fuck with
John,
people, take it to the next level.
Zimmer hates pictures of babies on Facebook.
Particularly newborn babies where there is still, like, slime on their face.
Oh, that's gross.
I don't know what's gotten into Facebook lately, but your brother pointed this out to me. And there are slimy babies all over fucking Facebook, and it is disgusting because that is fucking birthing slime.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Is that the placenta that's on them?
No.
I don't know.
It's just.
Don't babies eat placenta accidentally
No,
sometimes?
mothers do.
I thought that was the waste.
Sometimes the mothers will.
Mothers eat placenta? Why?
Tom Cruise ate the placenta.
Why?
Boil it and eat it because it has lots of.
Oh, I was
minerals in
hoping
it.
it just right after
It's
the baby's
got-
born, you just
yeah.
grab it and like
And stuff.
rip
No,
into it.
it's almost always boiled, and apparently it tastes like very similar to
Taco Bell.
like no, it's very iron rich, so it tastes like blood.
Oh, jeez.
So just imagine like a tough, like thin steak, that tastes like blood. That's the placenta.
Well, a lot of mothers turn it into a smoothie, especially.
I mean, it is like full of like
nutrients. I mean, that's what
nutrients.
your child was living in.
Right,
And
yeah.
so it makes sense for your child.
But it's absolutely
to-
disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting,
And
yeah.
you might as well
Some
just
people
have
turn
like
it into capsules too, and they'll take it as.
Why don't you just take vitamins?
Well, that's
Instead of
why a
doing
lot of
that, you just
people- Well, that's why a lot of people do that because it's like the most natural thing.
just
So-
right after the baby's born, it's like, I'm not going to eat the placenta, but I'm going to take a lot of iron vitamins.
Well, they take
like the
that
same
during the
thing.
pregnancy because you have to have like a.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
but
like-
I'm making a joke.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were
to.
serious.
No.
Everyone's been taking shit seriously today.
Wait, did anyone else think he was joking?
no.
No.
I didn't see the joke in it.
I didn't either,
It
but
was a
we're
joke.
all.
The idea was the placenta is really iron rich, so instead of eating the placenta, you just take a lot of iron vitamins after the baby's
Yeah.
born. Because it's like funny, because it's not the same thing, but like it does.
Yeah.
It's not fucking funny.
It's not.
Well, no,
Stop giving me
the
that
thing
look.
is, I get where you're going, but we need to figure this out. Like, every time someone here has said anything tongue-in-cheek, there's at least half of us are like, what the fuck do you mean by that? Like, we are not able to pick up on each other's
yeah.
sarcasm today.
Usually
That
we're
might be the
kidsters.
alcohol. For me, at least, it is the alcohol.
I don't know, Chinaman.
Well, part of it too is when you said we were talking about the Chinaman. You said the word Chinaman, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then you caught yourself, and you're like, oh, like you caught yourself, and I saw you catch yourself. Like I probably shouldn't say that. And I was like, oh shit, he didn't mean that to be funny.
Oh,
That just came
yeah,
out.
that's the alcohol.
Go die while building me a railroad.
What was
Did you watch-
what was
did you watch the
Zimmer's?
spring game?
Oh, that's what was Zimmer's last thing that he hated?
Babies.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
In
Sorta-
general.
That's like a nice, pretty bow on top of that
Yeah.
gift you gave us.
His,
But you're gonna have kids eventually. Right?
Yeah, Chelsea just got pregnant.
no.
You don't think you guys will ever have any? Probably just have 2 cats.
Adopted Chinaman.
Not if
Oh,
I have
that'd be
a
awesome.
That
if I have
would
a
be-
kid, I actually do want to adopt. That's how I want to have a kid.
Adopt like
That's
an
good way to go.
18-year-old. Look, 17. You get 1 year.
Now, would you go like
1 year of parenting.
Adopted
America or
grandparent.
would you go
Yes.
international?
I wouldn't care. I'd probably go with whatever. I'm sure there's some sort of like.
White babies are hard to get, just so you know.
Yeah, this catch a premium.
No, like I don't care. I don't care about that. There's some sort of like desperate measure, for like adoption, whatever, whatever kids need it the most, and that's probably what I would go for. So it would probably be some sort of.
You probably do foster care first, then.
There's
Right.
also disability children too, so you have to think about that. If you're
Yikers.
gonna say I would take the most needed, you're gonna have to
Yeah, you have a point. Yeah.
think about that.
Yikers.
Isn't it weird though that like these very needy children that need like some sort of like sanctuary, it still takes so much money just to like. It's weird to say it, but like to acquire them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
These kids, for instance, I'm just pulling a country out of my ass. These kids in Vietnam that have nothing. They get like 5 things of rice a day,
hmm
and like it takes like $400,000 to get them to Ohio to the point where you can care for them.
Yeah.
Is that
Like
a real
what-
number?
It's usually 30,000 internationally.
Yeah.
Well, it's still it's
But
some
it's still,
insane
it's
amount
a
of
lot
money.
of money. Yeah.
But-
Like
It's
it's more than like saying
Basically-
it's more than proving that you are a humane person and then flying that kid to wherever you are.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of money needs to go into proving that you're a sane person.
That
Like-
and
Like $20,000? Does it
They
really
gotta
take
make
20?
super sure you're not gay.
Does it
Because
really
if you
take-
are a little bit of gay, you ain't getting that little Vietnamese boy. Because you
Who
are
knows what you're gonna do to that?
obviously gonna fuck that boy. Because all gays are pedophiles. A plus B equals C.
I bet a lot of that money goes to making the kid a citizen of the United States,
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that will go into international
where
adoption.
it's not just a visa. It's
And you see-
actually
Yeah, and
citizen.
you're paying. Like, look at how many different groups you're paying. Also, like you're paying so many people, so many. Yes, like visits need to be done.
Medication, too,
all the
because they have to
shots
come
and
to
shit.
United States, they
Yeah,
have to have
It's still
certain-
yeah. Sounds
I mean,
like
it's
a
still
lot
a
more money than
lot of
they
money.
need.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
of money.
It's kind of
I mean, they make money, obviously, but
Yeah.
it does cost money.
You're not gonna fucking adopt a kid and not make some cash off. Worthless. Like what, adopting that white baby though.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Probably get a black one on the cheek. Though.
You'd have a better chance of getting like a kidney, a heart, and a lung transplant at the same time than getting a white
We
baby.
don't
for
even
adoption.
need them too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we gotta give the heart to this kid. He just wanted one. Give him 2 hearts, 3 kidneys, 2 livers. Man's gonna love everything, drink everything, pee a lot or not a lot because you have 3 of them. You pee in a regular amount.
That's how I would like to have a kid, though.
Peeing in
If
a
I
regular amount.
I like it.
But
yeah. I like that
Chelsea
too.
wants a biological kid.
Well, yeah, she
Yeah.
likes to have things.
I don't know Chelsea, so
Believe me, that was a wicked fucking burn.
Oh man, we have alienated so many people today. Amy had like 4 stories where she didn't say names necessarily until she did.
yeah, but
I don't want to
I
give away her
didn't say
name.
last names. I didn't
But
say
it was
last
great.
names.
doesn't matter. It is.
Oh, you mean my cousin, right?
That was the most awkward time we've had
Your
on this podcast.
details were spot on. So
No.
that's how I know.
Let's just stop
Yeah,
this.
we don't want to
So
revisit this.
that concludes things that I hate.
It only took an hour and 7 minutes to go through Zimmer's week. It took you a week to come up with this list. So next week, there's a whole
That
new
list, it took about 2 days.
Okay.
It took about 2 days while taking a shit.
There's a lot of things that pop into your head. Like, yep, don't like that.
Yeah.
Pooping,
Yeah.
though, love it. I pooped today. It felt great.
Pooping is one of those things where you hate it, but it's.
I hate when my legs fall asleep when I'm
hate it.
pooping.
Never had that.
Oh, you haven't been on there long
Oh,
enough.
my You make me so angry. But, like, I can't. I'm not a father, so I don't understand. I don't, you know, I poop and I'm like, I'm done in here.
That's how I feel. When I'm
I
in the
wanna play
bathroom, I get in, I get out.
Fucking video
I don't want to
games
be
and
in
shit.
there longer than I need to be.
Unless I'm at work, yeah.
Yo, yeah, my work shits. Usually my shits at the house don't take that long, but my work shits take forever.
Is it your shits take forever?
No,
You're
it's not. We've been
sitting
over
on
this.
the toilet.
The shit's
afterward.
like a
Don't you
minute.
feel gross, like sitting there after stuff has come out? And it's
No.
like, well, I mean, I probably could wipe, but I just will let it sit.
No,
there for me.
What are you talking about?
You guys sit or stand wipers? I stand.
Stand.
Oh, I sit.
I sit.
What? I sit too.
How do you
You
sit?
get up and
You lift up an ass cheek and you fucking wipe.
This is Sharks versus Jets.
I like this is a sitting position, right?
Yeah.
I get up.
Whoop.
Oh no, I lift. I do one cheek. I lift one cheek and wipe my
Like
ass.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like I
so
get it.
weird.
I feel like I get it on the seat or something.
It's so weird. Like
What
I
do
don't.
you do?
I sit down. No, I stand up. I stand
Oh.
up. Cause like, it's.
I don't. I underhand that shit, man.
Well, that's just.
That's fucked up.
Sitting down?
Then if you go underhand, you're wiping towards your balls. Like
That's
No,
okay.
you can still
Hey,
wipe
I wash
backward.
my hands afterwards.
yeah, but your balls. You wash your balls afterwards.
No. Well,
Digging for brown gold under there.
no, it's not that
Like a
big.
fucking baboon.
Now I
Let's
realize
see what good we get out
I
of here.
realize why we open with Zimmer's hate list now, because if not, we would just talk about wiping our asses at the
And we talked
beginning.
about farts for like, what, an hour last time?
Yeah.
We've escalated.
yeah,
We've escalated. We're sucking the dick now. We're sucking the dick of a
Next,
dick.
we just have to etch cum slut into
Cum
the
slut.
forehead. Cum slut. Did you have your segment, baby?
I
Come
think.
on, you always
I
have a
think
good
so.
one.
Yeah. All right.
Well, let's introduce it.
Yeah.
John, would you like to?
Yeah, I'll introduce it this time. This is Amy's segment. I don't think it has a name, but we just call it Nanny Prison.
Nanny prison.
Nanny Prison.
Best porn in the world.
And in this segment, Amy is going to regale us with 2 stories, both of which will be told from the point of view as her job as a nanny watching 3 kids. The catch is, one of the stories is actually a story that she has verified through the internet, which obviously is verification, that happened in a prison, and she's only disguising it as a nanny story. And so it is our jobs, mine, Curry, Zimmer, and special guest Matt's job, to determine which story is the prison story and which story actually is the story that happened to her in this past week as a nanny.
I love it.
A very thorough introduction.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. So it was actually really hard for me to come up with something because this week was actually a pretty easy week, which doesn't happen very often.
Son of a bitch!
Little hollow noise.
Piece of shit!
Sorry, Amy.
Zimmer threw a bottle cap at Curry's head again.
Not the first one I did.
I said again. So it took me a while to really come up with something because we didn't really have that many good stories this week. I don't know, not much happened this week, but
Fuck is with you?
they're distracting me. Okay, so. And I was trying to figure out which child I wanted to talk about, because usually I talk about Osti, because he's a little stinker, but I still love him. But this one's actually going to be about Mason. The first story. So, uh-oh. Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, we are getting ready for nap. And before we lay down for nap, everybody has to go potty. They have to, we change diapers, and then we go to their bedroom. And once we're in their bedroom, before they lay down, they like to do goodnight dances. So they all spin in circles with their hands in their little pockets, and they sing goodnight to me, and they do funny little dances, and Brianna does it too, and it's, really cute. And so I tuck Osti in. And they all, okay, the boys have tons of stuffed animals in their little beds. I mean, too many. So and they want all of them covered up each time. So I cover all of Osti's up, and I sing him his little goodnight song. And I give him a little kiss, and then I go over to Mason. And Mason tells me, I don't want Osti to take my stuffed animal. I said, he's not going to. He says, well, he took my, he has this little stuffed giraffe. He says, he took my giraffe last night, and it made me really sad, and I don't want him to take it again. I said, he's not going to take your giraffe, honey. It's not going to happen. So he asked me to cover it up, and I cover it up. So then I go downstairs, and then he says, Amy! So I run back upstairs because I think something's wrong, and he says, Amy, he's going to take my giraffe. I said, honey, he's not going to take your giraffe. Osti is not going to take your giraffe. I promise it's not going to happen. Don't worry, it's not going to happen. it's covered up. He's with your beaver. It's okay. He's got,
Definitely not a prison story.
so again, he's got his stuffy. So I cover him up and I give Austin a kiss, and Mason tells me, you can't kiss me goodnight because only Mommy and Daddy kiss me goodnight. I said, okay, so I won't kiss you goodnight. I love you, but I won't kiss you goodnight. So I go downstairs, and I hear crying upstairs. So I run up there, and Mason is crying yet again. I said, Mason, why are you crying? He says, because Aussie's going to take my stuffed animal. I said, honey, Aussie is not going to take it. Look at Austin. He is in his bed. He says, yeah, but every time we shut the door, he climbs up and he comes to my bed and tries to take my giraffe. I said, baby, he's not going to take it. I promise. And so then I took Austin in again, and I gave him his kisses. I said, Austin, you need to stay in your bed. You're making Amy sad. You're not making nice choices. You need to leave Mason alone. Okay, Amy. He tells me, okay, Amy. So I tuck him in again, and I go downstairs. I don't hear anything from him. And when they wake up, I can hear them talking when they wake up, and I go up there. And I was talking to Mason, and I said, Maymay, where's your giraffe? Austin stole his giraffe while Mason was sleeping. I swear to God. Austin stayed awake until Mason fell asleep, climbed over to his bed, took it from under the blankets, and fell asleep with Mason's giraffe. So, of course, Mason woke up pissed because he took his giraffe. So the next one.
Well, yeah, so I have to end of story one. And first, also for a special guest, Matt, and we forgot to add this, Amy's allowed to elaborate certain details. So the prison story that she says, when she tells it under the guise of a nanny story, she'll be able to have certain details added that are not actually a part of the story, but to make it seem to fit the mold of a nanny story. So just so you know. But yeah, and then as we usually do, after the first story, we'll go around and we'll each say just our first thought. What do we think this was the prison or the nanny story, and just in general before we go on with the second story.
I think it was a nanny.
Nanny.
I have to listen to the prison story before I...
No, you guess if...
We're just guessing right now.
I don't know.
It's not the rules of the game.
I haven't heard this
Jesus
segment.
Christ, man! I don't even care if it's something that you think it is. Is it a nanny story or a prison story?
You don't seal the deal in
It
here.
could be disguised as a
Alright.
prison story. Or it could be an actual nanny
Motherfucker,
story.
you steal a
From my
giraffe in prison to get
experience
shanked.
with working with kids, I'll say that that's not likely, and it's a prison story.
Okay.
I'm going to say nanny story, and my main thing I'm thinking right now is, and this could have been elaboration, but when you talked about the one kid saying to you, whenever you leave, that's when they steal the thing, there's no way that goes down in prison. If you're in the person you're rooming with is doing something to piss you off, you're not going to go to the guard and say but every time you leave, he does this, because then it's just going to be that much worse.
Steals my giraffe.
I heard beaver, so that's why I think it's nanny. 'Cause,
Pussy.
yeah.
Cat.
All right. So the next one. We were I'm trying to think of how to start this story.
How to make the prison story sound like a nanny story?
So this week has been really nice, all week. And so we decided that we wanted to go outside and, play in the dirt a little bit. And so I was letting all of my kids, they have these little itty bitty plastic mini shovels. And they have these little itty bitty scrapers too, like the little hose, I guess they would be called.
Yeah, little itty bitty balls with chains on the end.
What would they be called? I mean, they're not necessarily.
Big, cute,
they're not rakes, but they look like hose. I mean, they're gardening hose.
Yeah, hoes are real things. in the
Okay,
garden.
well, I know,
Yeah.
but okay. I don't know. You guys make me
She
feel
is
like.
stone hoe.
So anyway, so we're tilling the garden, if you will, and all of a sudden, Brianna goes, Mommy. I said, what, baby? She goes, found a worm. I said, you found a worm? She goes, yeah. I said, let me see it. So she pulls out this worm and she gives it. And
we had beaver the first story. We got worms in the second.
Someone farted something fierce, and I almost threw up.
That might be.
I just want to clarify. Is this in the story?
No, this is right now. I had to stop telling the story.
I don't smell the fart. So.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's Taco Bell now.
It's aiming right at me too. It's really bad.
You probably swallowed a lot of that.
Oh man. So anyway, so
Unhealthy.
Bree comes up to me and she goes, I found a worm, and so we're looking at Sherman the worm together, and we're playing with him, and May May and Austie come over, and they're like, well, we want to see Sherman the worm. I said, okay, yeah, you can come here, guys. You can see Sherman the worm. So they come over, and I say, May May, do you want to hold Sherman? Yeah, I want to hold Sherman. I said, okay. So I hold out, I hold out my hand, and I say, give me your hand. And as soon as I give the worm to Mason, he goes, he throws the worm in the air. It goes across the fence to someone else's patio. This poor worm is destroyed. I have no idea where this little guy ended up, And I said, May May, if you want to hold the worm, you can hold him, but you have to be calm because I think you just killed that worm. You can't do that. You have to be calm, baby. Okay. The next time we find a worm, I won't hurt him. I'm not going to hurt him. I'm just going to hold him. And I want to play with him. I said, okay. So we're tilling the garden, we're finding, and I find a really big worm. And so I pull it out, and I say, Austie, come here, Austie. You want to see the worm? And so Austie comes over, and he touches it. He goes, I don't like it. I don't like it. I said, okay, you don't have to touch it. So then Mason comes back over, and he looks at the worm, and he says, I want to hold it. Can I hold the worm? I want to hold the wormy. I said, okay, but you have to promise me that you're not going to hurt this worm. I won't hurt it. I'm not going to hurt the worm. I said, okay. So I put the worm in his hands, and he's holding it for a second, and then he goes, I don't want it. Oh my gosh. What is going on with you guys tonight?
Oh, we could have recorded that. That's like
That
sound.
definitely is on the recording. There's no question.
Like, that's the sound you look up fart, and that's the sound the fart is.
Oh my gosh.
That is stock audio right there.
So
how is there no smell to it?
Bro.
My farts don't smell.
Oh, jeez.
Not usually. 90% of the time they don't smell.
Wow.
holy shit.
Yeah.
So then
You were all hunched over and everything.
he looks at me. He was staring at me the whole time.
Direct eye contact.
Oh my
That
gosh.
nails it.
So then Mason wants to hold the worm
With
again.
our record 2 viewers.
May May wants to hold the worm again. So I say, okay, May May, come over here. So he holds the worm, he scoops it in his hand, and he's touching it, and he goes, I don't like it. So he just slams it at the French doors, and it just slimes up against the door and just curls down and falls. And I was like, oh my God. All right, you know what, guys? Everyone dump your trucks. Everyone put the shovels away. We are not playing with dirt anymore. Let's wash our hands. Let's go inside. Because honestly, I couldn't deal with any more deaths to the worms. I couldn't do it.
I'm so perplexed. I don't know.
What's the worm mean?
I know.
That's what I really want to know. If that's a prison story, I want to know what the worm represents. Alright, what are our guesses?
I don't know.
I guess that's a true story.
So you think the second story is the nanny story?
Mhm.
I'm going to say the second story is... I don't know yet.
It's pretty, I'm sticking by it. It's a pigeon story somehow. I don't know how, but it is.
I want to say the second story is a prison story, but I don't know the connection.
No.
It's purely off of a hunch.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm
To
leaning
me,
towards because I
the-
really think the first one has to be a nanny story.
Yeah.
To
I'm
me,
gonna-
the first one doesn't seem right, just because I work with kids, and to me, it just doesn't seem right.
So we wouldn't know because we don't work with kids.
No,
I'm just.
You fucking knew, Mom.
I'm just. I'm
All right,
just a
I'm
mom.
gonna say the first story was the nanny story. I'll say first was the nanny.
And you say, what do you say?
I was sticking by it first with Nanny.
Zimmer.
Second's the nanny for me.
Okay.
First nanny.
All right. So once again, every time I want to point out we've always had one person guess right. We've always had the majority say one way, and that's wrong. So if Matt's right, then this streak continues where only one person guesses it right. Amy?
Matt's right.
Holy shit! Every fucking time.
So the first story is actually this guy. It's his first night in prison.
Oh, that
And-
actually makes so much sense.
Yeah, and his bunkmate tells him that he's gonna steal his pillow.
Mm.
And he was like, "No, man, like just let me keep my fucking pillow.
That
Like
makes
I don't want
so-
you to take my pillow." And he was like, and he's like, "Then just give it to me.
I feel
if you,
so dumb.
If you don't want me to take your pillow, just give me your pillow." And he was like, "No, I need my fucking pillow because I guess like you have to kind of prove yourself.
You
in jail,
do.
you know."
First night.
And-
I did not think about the first
Yeah.
night. Everything seems so off. Once you said it's the first night, that first story makes perfect sense as a prison story.
Yeah. But he doesn't.
Ah.
I mean, he ends up actually like. I mean, he hurts the guy because he tells him like, "If you don't give me your pillow, I'm gonna take it from you." And so the giraffe obviously was the pillow,
Yeah.
but he. I don't know what happened to him, but
You
I
waited
have to
for
look at it. He was injured in some way, and that's why he woke up without a pillow. But I don't remember how. I just read it, but I don't
Yeah.
remember how he was injured. But
Wow.
basically, he lost his pillow.
That makes a lot of sense now.
For me, it just didn't make sense for a kid to wait until somebody else was asleep to take their stuff.
I don't know. To me, that seemed like exactly what a kid would
Kids
do.
are assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kids are-
they're impatient too, so.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah. Every single time we've always had only one person be on the side that's right, and then everyone else guesses the wrong side. That's amazing how that's been every single time, and no one has guessed it right more than once. I've guessed it right once. Zimmer's been right once. Curry's been right once, and now special guest Matt has been right once. Damn,
Interesting.
you're good. You're good at disguising the truth. You're good at lying. You're like Zimmer. You're a good liar.
I don't think it was ever established that Zimmer was a good liar. He was just.
I just lied a lot. All right, Curry. Do you have the TTYLA gay
Yeah,
TTA?
you totally nailed it, didn't you? TTYL double A gay trip TTA.
Oh.
Oh no, I don't. What are some things you guys like? Just name stuff you like. I'll
Star
find
Trek.
something.
I like
I like-
peppers.
Yeah, the peppers are great.
What about Star Trek?
I like Star Trek, except for the original series, but
Okay, so why don't you like the original series?
Data's not in it.
This is not going to be an interesting
Yeah, it's
one
not
for
a
him.
conversation. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Spock was a lot better, but whatever.
God.
I'm trying to think. You haven't done music yet. We need to do a music
Yeah,
one.
but I was like Nirvana. But like, yeah, it's already been established. Nirvana's really not that great.
I like Nirvana.
They're
Yeah,
good.
fuck them.
I mean,
All right, two members have become superstars.
Yeah, great. Wait,
Yeah,
Chris Novoselic's a superstar.
Dave Grohl and
Courtney Love, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
No.
can't go anywhere without getting a hole.
Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl are superstars.
Oh, yeah. I just don't consider Kurt Cobain because his head's not attached to his body.
They got inducted they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So this is like a topical one.
Yeah, it's topical.
All right, we could.
I
but
just
no,
don't know, man. I don't know what I can say really. That's like beyond. I just don't like their music that much. I haven't listened to a bunch of it, but
Well, I grew up a grunge fan, and I'm a grunge fan, so
Do you like Soundgarden?
I love Soundgarden.
yeah, Soundgarden was like they were probably the Of the mainstream grunge bands, they were probably the best.
I think they're fine.
Who? Soundgarden?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Soundgarden's they were fucking awesome.
Right. 90s grunge. Don't think it's that great.
My stuff, man.
All right,
I mean, Pearl Jam, fun.
Well, they weren't really grunge. They had like one grunge album.
I think they're grunge.
10 was grunge.
10 was grunge.
Versus was they were trying to be grunge, but it wasn't, and then everything else was like they did their own thing, which was some of it was alright.
Eddie Vedder was kind of a different kind of guy. What he would do during
he wasn't from he was from Chicago, right?
He would drink a bottle of wine during a concert.
Yeah.
Like nobody else ever did.
But he wasn't like when you really think of grunge, you have to think of like Seattle, that Pacific.
Seattle or
but I'm pretty sure Vedder was from Chicago, so he was a foreigner to it.
Yeah.
He's got such a cool voice. I love his voice.
Chris Cornell has a better voice.
See, Chris Cornell's voice is good, but I don't like his personality. I don't like his.
Do you guys like Incubus?
I don't like his writing.
Not at all.
No, I like Incubus.
What?
Do you like Incubus?
I like some of their stuff.
I like
Science was
older
cool.
Incubus.
Yeah, Science was good.
Science is cool.
What was it? Fungus Among Us.
That was the first one.
That was it. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Morning View had its moments.
What is that?
But
Incubus
when they did Crow After the Murder, and that was shitty, and then everything since then has been shitty.
Yeah. They're kind of on and off. For me.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
like
when you say the things you don't like aren't as good as you think they are, I feel like even. And I'm not trying to say you picked this out, you just sort of rolled with it.
Yeah.
Even people that like grunge music, I'm pretty sure they all kind of realize, like, yeah, it's not that great. It's just, at the time, it was not the 80s, so it was cool. Like, I think most people that do like grunge music at least will accept that. Like,
well,
yeah, that wasn't...
For me, it's not like that, because in the 80s, I was only, like, a really small child.
It's the same thing we talked about. You don't need to be there to know what it was like. We know what the 80s music scene was like because...
You're right. We know
we went from Guns N' Roses to grunge music.
Dark Side of the Moon was. We know how awesome Led Zeppelin was. All that.
Yeah, and then the 80s came and...
Led Zeppelin's not that great.
Okay.
What?
I don't like Led Zeppelin that much. I don't know, man.
Led Zeppelin
got some great songs.
They got some great albums.
He's supposed to be the opposition to everything we say.
Not my character. It's my opinion as a person.
That's your character in the...
Fucking dickhead.
Right.
Nice.
Wow.
Exactly. No.
Playing a goddamn character.
This is character.
All right, what music do you like? What are some of your... I don't listen to much music anymore, but, like, I don't know...
Yeah, I listen to NPR.
Okay. Yeah, maybe music...
Battles is great.
Maybe that's why we haven't gotten into the whole music aspect.
I just don't have the time or patience for it anymore.
Yeah, well, because even when I said I like Nirvana, I started thinking, I'm like, I don't remember the last time I actually listened to Nirvana.
Yeah.
But I still consider myself liking them. I just don't listen to them because they're... It's just...
If you listen to Nirvana songs you've never heard, those tend to be really good ones. The Nirvana songs you always hear on the radio tend to be the ones that piss me off.
Well, I mean, there was a time where I owned every Nirvana, like even like Bleach to fucking In Utero. That was their last one, I think. So I listened to all of them, and I still think some of their ones that made on the radio were their best songs that they made on the radio for Breed.
They're good, but you hear them all the time. It's just kind of like
not anymore.
Well,
I mean, I don't listen to the radio anymore, so I don't know what the fuck they play.
Don't know what the kids are into.
Don't know. But like the song, like Lithium, I hate that song. That's a bad song. I hate that it gets played all the time.
He's leaning in.
That one wasn't as good.
Yeah, I guess Nirvana isn't a good one because even people like Nirvana are like, well, yeah, they were good because they were different. Now you look back and you're like, oh yeah, it wasn't good music. It was a attitude at the time or something.
Oh, man,
I like the topic. I'm sorry.
Segment's hard. I figured two things that are contrary. Beyond that, don't really know. Don't really share a lot of interest with you guys.
Well, then that's...
I like the topic of superstars that kill themselves tend to be more popular in the long run, such as Jimi Hendrix. And well, you can argue that he didn't kill himself, but
he killed himself.
That
Kurt Cobain,
bottle of pills and
wine, yeah.
I mean, these kind of guys, they could have gone on to make
shitty
records and records of stuff. You just don't know. So it's fun to think about what they would have been.
I think I usually don't like with Jimi Hendrix. Him killing himself, I don't think that had any like positive effect on his legacy. I think he already established his legacy.
He's gonna be great.
But with Kurt Cobain, he's like the one case where I think his death really did propel him into this whole rock and roll stardom thing.
That's
like,
why I brought that up.
Yeah, like if he didn't kill himself, he would have made shitty music throughout the late 90s and 2000s.
He could have, or he could have made great music.
But that's what helped him, because I think he would have just made shitty music.
Yeah, it could have been.
I wish John Lennon stayed alive just so he could go through his wings phase.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the orthodontist who bought his tooth and wants to use DNA to clone him to recreate him as a baby and raise him?
It won't be his music though if he.
But he wants to.
Do we need more
that
John
baby.
Lennon music? Don't we have
That's
enough
what
in the world?
Like you guys didn't hear about that?
No.
Fucking creepy.
We don't need another human being to go through life and find another
hundreds
Yoko
of thousands of dollars
everything
for
up.
this tooth that we don't even really know if it's actually his. But I mean, I'm sure it probably is. But still, you know what I mean? Like you're buying a tooth for fuck's sake.
Stuff's weird. Well, it's just like Galileo's finger. It's on display. Like, why do you give a shit?
Yeah.
Dude, I would see that.
His finger?
Yeah.
His finger bone?
Finger.
Yeah.
Put it in your butt.
No, he was.
Yeah, the dude was important. I don't give a shit about his finger.
I would want to see it. Like if it's the last thing of his to exist, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why I want to see his finger.
Encasing?
Yeah, it's in.
Sure,
it's behind glass.
You
like
can go to a museum. And
it's in a yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's in a museum.
I think it's cool, like the flag that Betsy Ross made, how they're restoring it and stuff, and you can watch them restore it.
But that's a thing to look
awesome.
at. A finger bone is
Yeah,
not a thing to marvel at.
But an actual like human being, like a piece of their body that's not attached to anything else, and they're that's creepy to me. I don't know.
Plus, Galileo was a little bitch.
What about their
How so?
When he was on fucking trial, he denied everything. Everyone, like, he did not stand his ground at all. I don't blame him because he was going to be fucking killed, but he's a little bitch.
Okay, I gotta admit, I don't know his history too well, but I know.
He's gonna be hanged.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I need to say, I mean, it's just
Stark.
more, it's just a better starter to a conversation to call him a bitch because it got you interested. I don't blame him at all because he would have been, who was the guy before him?
Jesus.
The guy before him.
The guy that was.
Copernicus?
No, but after Copernicus.
I don't remember what
Aristotle.
Copernicus was.
No. This. No. I forget. There's a guy who's between them both.
Tycho Brahe.
That might.
Was he Greek?
It starts with a B.
Not Greek. He's Italian.
He's Italian. It starts with a B. Bruno.
Bacchius. Bruno.
It might be Bruno.
I think it's Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno. You know, he believed in Copernicus's laws and theories and stuff, but he got put to death. Galileo basically knew that because he was a contemporary. He saw that he was dead, so when he got put on trial, he denied everything, and he has quotes saying how, what's the goal of science? Well, it's to substantiate religion, and it's to, what you should do with science is use it to prove that God exists, and that's to achieve God's insight is the highest any man can achieve. He didn't believe it, but that's what the people wanted to hear. Like he had, because the churches who they put him on trial, so he basically, he was a little bitch. He went against everything he believed to keep his own head on his shoulders. I don't blame him, but he did. He's a little bitch.
That's exactly what Ned did, but to technically save Spain.
Actually, Ned bitched out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what Ned did.
I don't think there was any way for Ned to get out of it though.
No.
Like once he had realized that was a realistic thing to happen, it was already too late.
Yep.
But he should have realized it.
But
are we gonna talk about this?
We can't. But
we can't do any spoilers.
Not that it not that it means anything to you when you're dead, but you have to believe, knowing that Ned, no matter what, because obviously he did exactly what they said and he still got killed, you have to imagine you'd rather go out at least with him still proclaiming like Joffrey's not the rightful king, like standing your ground on
In my
that stuff.
opinion, Ned would have known that Sansa and Arya would have been fine if he was just.
You think?
Yeah.
You mean even if he would have stood his ground, like they wouldn't have been hurt
Like,
at all
yeah.
if he would have.
Because they're highborn, and they have value.
Yeah.
I think
Highborns are killed all the
that would've been
time. Back,
unlikely.
like
No, but they're part of Winterfell, which is the.
Yeah, but they're women. And
Yeah, but
the males at that time
Yeah.
were still alive.
He knew that Joffrey wasn't married. He knew that a lot of Lannisters weren't married, so he would have known that Arya and
Well, and
Sansa-
she was already betrothed technically to Joffrey, right?
Yes, that's true.
I don't know, but at the same time, I don't know. He would know that they.
For me,
Well, I don't know what he would have known because he kind of showed like he was an honorable man. But one thing you cannot say about him was he did not understand, like, he didn't understand all the little games that were being
He
played.
couldn't play the Game of
He
Thrones.
couldn't- yeah, the fucking. When you play the Game of Thrones, you live or you win.
I
or you
have
die.
a theory, but about that I cannot say.
So
No.
Yeah, don't.
Alright,
Yeah, we
well,
don't
know.
let me pose this question about the Game of Thrones in a theoretical
The Game of Thrones.
point of view, not necessarily about the show. What's the polite way to ask a girl, "Hey, are you gonna come hang out with me tonight, or should I just go ahead and masturbate?"
That sounds fine to me.
Just cut out the end of it. Hey, you gonna come over and hang out with me? Then you'd probably be fine.
God damn it, Curry! You made that way too easy.
Can I say I'm a simple man?
Damn it!
Leonard Skinner is my favorite band of all time. Freebird is the greatest song ever made.
Oh, so this is the things that
Yep.
you don't like are better than you expected.
No, everybody likes Leonard Skinner. I don't know one person that dislikes anything they've ever done. And
Hate him.
oh, yeah, Matt, that's true.
You were so disappointed.
A lot. Yeah, I am a lot.
How are you disappointed?
Because I interrupted you and I said it. I hate him.
No, I'm out of funny tonight, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not having it anymore. That's all right.
Somebody,
Let's get you on something.
somebody say something
say-
funny. Somebody,
No, that wasn't gonna be funny. What I was gonna
Yeah.
Somebody funny,
Nobody
say
can be
something
funny on cue.
come on.
Amy, say something funny.
Somebody, give me a location. Where are we at?
What does
Give
a
me a
fish say when
location.
he runs into a concrete wall?
Can you say that again a little louder?
What does a fish say when he runs into a concrete wall?
Probably a pun or something.
Damn.
Yep, fun.
say. What do you get when you mix an angry sheep with an even angrier cow? An animal that's in a bad mood.
Alright.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to tonight's podcast. I think we're gonna cut
It's
it
a
off.
short one.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's
This is what we
still-
did at the first, like,
Yeah,
fine.
it's still an hour and 45.
going
minutes.
2.5 hours. That was a new development.
Yeah, didn't listen to that shit.
So, let's give a sign off from all of our casters tonight. Thank you for listening. My name is Zimmer.
Galileo's a bitch from John.
Thank you for listening, Amy.
I'm just simple man, Kurt.
And
I'm
our-
a simple kind of man. Tuesday's gone.
and our guest filling in
Just a
for Danny.
simple free bird, fly away.
I'll wait.
Leonard Skinner is the best band that ever was, and I also like Kid Rock.
This is special guest Matt signing off.
All
Oh,
right.
with the bar.
Thank you, everyone,
Bang titty.
for unfortunately listening
Getting
to this
pit
part of the
and
cast.
love someone.
We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
Man.
Bye bye.